Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today we are talking about the NRA, an assassination attempt, and a race to space, plus Facebook dating and a new game show. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Monday, August 6th. You ready? Let's do this. There is more talk now about a controversial meeting between the president's son, Donald Trump Jr., and a lawyer linked to the Russian government. A meeting that happened back in 2016 before the presidential election. Now President Trump is talking about it on Twitter. He tweeted yesterday that the meeting was in fact meant to, quote, get information on an opponent. But he emphasized the meeting was legal and is something that happens all the time in politics. That said, the New York Times reports it was a sort of admission from the president that the Trump team's past statement wasn't true. Remember, when word first got out about this meeting, a Trump team statement claimed the meeting was mostly about adopting Russian children. Well, news reports later showed emails that said the meeting was actually about the lawyer having some dirt on Hillary Clinton. The big question now, though, is did anything illegal happen with that meeting? President Trump says no way. But other reports say it's part of the special counsel's investigation that's still going on, the one looking into any possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. So why is this really coming up now? The AP reports it's probably because of negotiations between the special counsel and Trump's lawyers. They're still trying to figure out whether or not the president will sit down for an interview to answer questions. Expect a decision on that in the coming weeks. It's the NRA versus New York. The National Rifle Association says it's in trouble financially, that it could face a financial crisis soon and may have to shut down some operations like the NRA TV. It blames New York, specifically the governor there and the Department of Financial Services. Now the Wall Street Journal says the NRA is taking it to court and suing. This fight first picked up back in May. New York's governor and state regulators said the insurance program the NRA provides its members breaks New York state law, which could be seen as a warning to others not to work with the NRA. The fund covers legal costs that might come with self-defense shootings. The NRA says that fund for members is perfectly legal and says the state's efforts are a, quote, political blacklisting campaign, and that, yes, New York's efforts do seem to be affecting who will do business with the NRA, which the suit says ultimately violates its freedom of speech. New York's governor is not backing down, though, and called the NRA political bullies. Governor Andrew Cuomo even took out an ad that said, quote, I'll remember the NRA in my thoughts and prayers, trying to play off the idea that thoughts and prayers aren't enough to stop mass shootings. So the legal and political fight between the two has gotten even more intense. Stay tuned. Officials in Venezuela say a drone attack was an assassination attempt on the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro. He's okay, but the New York Times reports the attack seems scripted for Hollywood. Low-flying drones exploding mid-air, the president and first lady ducking, and soldiers running for cover. And parts of the attack were caught on camera, actually broadcast live because it happened during the president's speech and a military parade on Saturday. The AP reports at least 6 people are now detained, and officials say more arrests could be coming. There's a back and forth between the current governor and the opposition there about whether or not the opposing leaders had anything to do with this attack. The country is struggling right now. Reports say inflation could top 1,000,000% by the end of the year. The popular resort island Lombok in Indonesia is dealing with the aftermath of a powerful earthquake yesterday. So far, Reuters reports the death toll is up to 91. It was a magnitude 6.9, and it was also felt in Bali. I'm sure more details will be coming out later today. A new race to space is on. NASA announced which astronauts it assigned to take off from the U.S., which will be a first since 2011. But they won't be going on NASA's spacecrafts. They'll go on those made by U.S. companies, Boeing and SpaceX, under contract with NASA. Bloomberg says right now American astronauts grab rides to the International Space Station on Russian space capsules. Problem is, it's expensive, and with growing tension between the U.S. and Russia, it's kind of complicated. So NASA wants the U.S. to find its own way there, and apparently there's no plan B after next year. So NASA needs these private companies to make it happen and provide a taxi-like service to and from the International Space Station. For now, it looks like SpaceX is winning the race against Boeing. SpaceX is set to send up its first test flight with humans in April of 2019. NASA says Boeing is on track to do the same thing mid-2019. All right, some other things people may be talking about today. Facebook is revealing more about its plan for a dating app. Well, it's not an app, but a dating feature inside of Facebook. We first got word of this back in May that Facebook may be starting something for dating, but now TechCrunch reports a bit more about it. It sounds like it'll be a feature that you can choose to turn on within Facebook, and only those who have turned it on will be able to see each other. And you can choose if friends of friends can see you in the dating feature. Oh, and don't worry, it won't be shared on the main Facebook news feed. The report says designs seem to show a feature targeting longer-term relationships, so not the one-night stand type of vibe. And remember, Facebook has quite a bit of info on you, so it'll probably be using that information to share potential matches for you. For now, the report says Facebook is not planning to charge you for it, and it won't even be running ads yet. That could change, though. Pop star Demi Lovato posted to social media for the first time since overdosing last month. She says she has not beaten her addiction, that it doesn't just fade with time, but she must keep fighting. And she'll be focusing now on getting sober. She thanked her fans and family for the love and support. Remember, she overdosed a couple weeks ago and was rushed to the hospital. She was kept alive with a drug meant to reverse an overdose on the spot. Mission Impossible Fallout did it again. It hit #1 at the box office for the second weekend in a row. It's the action film starring Tom Cruise, the 6th Mission Impossible movie, by the way. Variety reports Christopher Robin came in second. That's Disney's live-action film that debuted over the weekend. It is based on the characters from the Winnie the Pooh books. Oh, and one more thing. Black Panther, that came out back in February, just crossed the $700 million mark in the U.S. Mashable reports that's only the third film in history that can claim that. There are a couple upcoming high-profile TV series to tell you about now. CBS says Sir Patrick Stewart is coming back to the Star Trek universe. He's the guy who originally played Captain Jean-Luc Picard in the popular show. CBS's streaming service, CBS All Access, says a new series will focus on the captain and his next chapter in life. Or perhaps game shows are more your thing. Well, Justin Timberlake is creating a new one called Spin the Wheel, and it offers contestants a chance to win $20 million. The host? Actor and podcaster Dax Shepard from Parenthood. The show is all about pop culture trivia and luck. It's expected to air later this year, so stay tuned. And that's it. You are all caught up from the weekend. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, if you want to read more about any of the news stories we talked about, check out today's show notes. You can find them at thenewsworthy.com. Just click episodes and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning Eastern Time. So I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.